Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lessons from Life. My wife once told me that if I ever forgot our anniversary, she would never speak to me again. I laughed. I said, "That's impossible. I'll never forget." Then, somehow, I forgot. Completely. Not just the date. I forgot the entire week. And what happened next taught me something I should have learned much earlier. Marriage isn't about never making mistakes. It's about finding your way back to each other, with a little laughter along the way. My name is Daniel, and this is the story of the funniest mistake I ever made, and the woman who loved me enough to forgive it. I had been married to my wife Emma for 11 years. 11 wonderful, chaotic, ridiculous years. Emma was organized. I was not. She planned everything. I forgot everything. She labeled the kitchen containers. I put cereal in the wrong one. She folded towels perfectly. I rolled mine into something that looked like a sleeping animal. She loved romantic movies. I preferred action movies where nobody talked for 10 minutes. And somehow, we worked. Our friends often asked me, "What's the secret to a happy marriage?" I always gave the same answer. Never argue with your wife. Emma would immediately correct me. "That's not the secret." "What is it?" "Knowing when to stop talking." I laughed. She didn't. At least, not at first. One Saturday morning, Emma walked into the kitchen. "Daniel?" "Yes, sweetheart." "What day is it?" I looked at the calendar. "Saturday." She stared at me. "Very good." I smiled proudly. Then she asked, "What date?" I looked again. "The 15th?" She nodded. "Interesting." Then she walked away. I had absolutely no idea what was happening. That afternoon, I went grocery shopping. Emma had given me a list. Milk, eggs, bread, butter, tomatoes, chicken, and one final item, flowers. I looked at the list. Flowers? I thought you wanted flowers for the kitchen, so I bought a small bunch. When I returned home, I placed everything on the counter. Emma walked in. She looked at the groceries, then at me, then at the flowers. "Thank you." I smiled. "You're welcome." She took the flowers and walked upstairs. I stood there feeling very proud of myself. I had no idea I had just made things worse. That evening, we had dinner. Everything seemed normal. Emma was unusually quiet. I asked, "Are you okay?" "Fine." That word should frighten every married man. "Are you sure?" "Absolutely." "Did I do something?" She smiled. "No." I nodded. "Okay." Then she looked at me. "You really don't know?" I thought carefully. "No." She sighed. I knew it. Then she went to bed. I sat on the couch for 20 minutes. What had I done? I checked my phone. Nothing. I checked my bank account. Nothing suspicious. I checked the calendar. And then I saw it. Our anniversary. I froze. Our 11th wedding anniversary was the next day. Except I had thought it was next week. I jumped off the couch. Oh no. I ran upstairs. Emma was already asleep, or pretending to be asleep. "Emma?" Silence. "Sweetheart?" Nothing. "Emma, I made a mistake." A quiet voice came from under the blanket. "I know." I closed my eyes. I was in trouble. The next morning I woke up early. I wanted to make breakfast. That sounded romantic. Unfortunately, I couldn't cook. I burned the toast. I overcooked the eggs, and somehow I managed to spill orange juice on the kitchen floor. When Emma came downstairs, she stopped at the doorway. She looked at the kitchen, then at me. "What happened?" "Breakfast." She looked at the smoke detector. "Are you trying to kill me on our anniversary?" I laughed. She tried not to. Then she finally smiled. Just a little. I handed her a plate. "Happy anniversary." She looked at it. The toast was black, the eggs were questionable, the orange juice was missing. But she smiled. "Thank you." I hugged her. "I'm sorry I forgot." She hugged me back. "I know." Then she whispered, "But you have no idea how much trouble you're still in." I laughed. I had planned a surprise. Well, I had planned to plan a surprise. There is a difference. So I called my friend Mike. "Mike, I need help." "How much money?" "I don't know." "How much time?" "About 3 hours." "What did you do?" "I forgot my anniversary." There was silence. Then Mike said, "You're an idiot." "I know." "Your wife is going to kill you." "I know." "How can I help?" "That's why you're my best friend." We decided to recreate our first date. There was just one problem. I couldn't remember the restaurant. Mike suggested searching old photographs. After 20 minutes, we found one. A tiny restaurant called Bella's. I called immediately. They had one table available. Perfect. I ordered flowers, bought a small gift, found the perfume Emma used to wear when we first met. And then, I remembered something else. The place where I had proposed. A little park near the river. I planned to take her there after dinner. That evening, I put on my best suit. Emma came downstairs wearing a simple blue dress. I forgot what I was going to say. She smiled. "What? You look beautiful." She laughed. "You're only saying that because you're in trouble." "Maybe." She took my hand. "Let's go." At the restaurant, everything was perfect. The same table, the same kind of music, even the same dessert we had ordered 11 years earlier. Emma looked around. "You remembered?" I smiled. "Not exactly." She laughed. "What do you mean?" "Mike helped." She shook her head. "Of course he did." We laughed together. Then the waiter brought our food. We talked about our first date, how nervous I had been, how Emma had accidentally spilled water on my shirt, how I had pretended not to notice. She laughed. "I knew you noticed." I was trying to be polite. "You were terrified." "That too." After dinner, I took her to the river. The night was quiet. The lights reflected on the water. I reached into my pocket. I had a small box. Emma looked at it. "What is that?" "Something I've wanted to give you for 11 years. She opened it. Inside was a simple necklace. On the back was engraved, "Still my favorite person." She stared at it. Her eyes filled with tears. "Daniel," I smiled. "I know I forget things." She laughed through her tears. "I've noticed. I forget dates. I know. I forget where I put my keys, every day. I forget what you tell me, constantly." We both laughed. Then I took her hand. "But there's one thing I've never forgotten." She looked at me. "The first time I saw you." Her smile disappeared, not because she was sad, because she was trying not to cry. I remember thinking, I paused, I don't know who this woman is, but somehow I want her to be part of my life. Emma wiped her tears. "Do you know what I thought when I first saw you?" "What?" "That you looked ridiculous." I laughed. "That's romantic. You were wearing 2 different socks." I looked at her. "You remember that?" "Of course." We both started laughing. Then Emma hugged me. "I was angry this morning." "I know. I thought you didn't care." "I do. I know." She held me tighter, "And that's why I forgive you." I whispered, "I'm sorry." She smiled. "Just don't forget next year." "I won't." She pulled away. "Promise?" "Promise." Then she looked at me suspiciously. "You put it in your phone, didn't you?" I smiled. 3 reminders. She laughed. "Good." But the night wasn't over. When we returned home, we found something waiting outside our apartment. A huge box. Emma looked at me. "What is that?" "I have no idea." We opened it. Inside was a giant teddy bear. There was a note. "Happy anniversary. We heard Daniel forgot again." It was from our friends. Emma started laughing. I couldn't stop laughing either. Then, another note fell out. "P.S. We also booked you a weekend trip. Don't mess this one up." I looked at Emma. She looked at me. "We're going on vacation." I smiled. I knew forgetting our anniversary would pay off. She hit my arm. Don't push your luck. That weekend became one of our favorite memories. Not because everything went perfectly. It didn't. We missed a train. I lost the hotel key. Emma accidentally packed 2 left shoes. We got caught in the rain. And somehow, we laughed through all of it. Because after 11 years, we had learned something. The perfect marriage doesn't exist. Perfect couples don't exist. But 2 imperfect people who choose each other again and again can build something beautiful. Years later, I still tease Emma about that anniversary. She still tells everyone I forgot it. I tell everyone she gave me the wrong date on purpose. She denies it. I don't believe her. And every year, 3 days before our anniversary, my phone reminds me, do not forget your wife. I set that reminder myself. I also set another one, tell Emma you love her. Because dates are easy to remember, but love should never be left unsaid. Today, Emma and I are still together. We've grown older, our hair has changed, our lives have changed. We've had difficult years, we've had wonderful years. We've laughed, we've cried, we've disagreed, we've forgiven. And through everything, we've kept choosing each other. Sometimes, she still gets angry with me. Sometimes, I still forget things. And sometimes, she still gives me that look that makes me immediately wonder what I did wrong. But whenever life gets difficult, I remember that rainy anniversary night. The terrible breakfast, the burnt toast, the little necklace, and the woman standing beside me by the river. I once thought a happy marriage meant never hurting each other. Now I know better. A happy marriage means learning how to say, I'm sorry, I forgive you, let's try again. And sometimes, where are my keys? Followed by, they're in your hand, Daniel. So if you're married, don't wait for a perfect moment to tell your partner you love them. Buy the flowers, make the terrible breakfast, plan the surprise, even if it goes wrong, laugh together. Because years from now, you may not remember the expensive gifts. You may not remember the perfect dinners. But you'll remember the silly moments, the burnt toast, the wrong turns, the unexpected laughter, and the person who stayed beside you through all of it. As for me, I still haven't forgotten our anniversary since that day. Well, except once, but that's another story. And honestly, I'm still trying to survive that one, because after 11 years of marriage, I've learned the most important rule of all. If your wife says it's fine, it is probably not fine. And if she asks, do you remember what today is? Check the calendar. Immediately. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe this channel to see more heart-touching story. See you in the next video.